All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome. Got some number of new chatters here in chat tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Just shout out everybody here. Hello, Wednesday, Luck of the Irish Cards, Derek McGinnis, Waffle Waffle, Living for Games, Vin4, Michael Basinger. Nice to see you here too. Awesome. We got a lot of cool people chilling here tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for our Carbonite Case unboxing. Now, I said this in chat, but I'm going to say it here as well to make it very clear. So, Lawless Time has interesting distribution situation, I guess, is maybe the best way to phrase this. There were clearly some missed quality control checks with this one. So, along with seeing a few issues with like the print roller, stamped into hyperfoils and stuff. We're gonna open a case tonight. It's gonna have 4 boxes of a Lawless Time, and there is a very real possibility in this set that one Carbonite box of a Lawless Time could have a showcase in every single pack. It's a noted phenomenon. It's also very possible, because they supposedly lowered the Carbonite rate in this set, that we get absolutely nothing at all as far as like showcases. Trail Sup. Yo, what's up? Welcome. So what I've been saying is, if I were to, I don't expect this to happen, but if I get lucky enough to get what we're calling a God box, which is a showcase every pack, I'm going to be very happy with that result right there, and I will gladly give one of the showcases away. Now, there's like a couple, like Vader, where if I see that one, I'm going to nope, that one, I'm holding on to that one. But we get 12 showcases. I'm going to veto 1 or 2 or whatever I want to make sure I keep. And then I am just going to randomize which one I give away. And I will give it to one of the viewers who is in the audience at the time. Which will, if that happens, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, as far as how to randomize that. That's going to be the super exciting thing. And I'll just go ahead and say, obviously this is the pipe dream, but if we hit more than one God box, if we hit multiple God boxes, I'm going to do multiple giveaways. Because, again, what would I need 20 showcases for? I don't know what I'm going to do with that. And if I get a second Vader, well, then maybe we'd give a Vader away. So there's potentially a lot of excitement. Now, all of that is very much the pipe dream world of what's realistically going to happen is the majority of Carbonite boxes that get opened up are just regular or maybe duds, because of the fact that a lot of showcases are showing up in other boxes, and it's really impossible to tell what's going on with that. So the reality of the situation is we're just going to crack this open and see what happens. But, it's just kind of fun. Some kind of little excitement to think about as we're cracking into these. But here, I just want to show off. I always like to make this very obvious, especially with the God box situation here. This is indeed a sealed booster case of a Lawless Time Carbonite boosters. So we're going to crack open the display right now, and we're just going to dig right into things. Oh, no, we had one more thing to do. There's one more piece of housekeeping, folks. Yeah, absolutely, Trey. Dreaming big. The last piece of housekeeping is that in the previous sets, I like to track really silly cards. So we've tracked Lake Countries, we've tracked Porgs, and we've tracked Jar Jars in the last few sets. So my question to chat is, I was thinking about the list here, and I don't know what to track. What's our big funny hit to get? We don't have a funny Lake Country base, which has actually gotten played a little bit, which is surprising. We don't have Porgs. We don't have there's no Jar Jar in this set. So what's the jokey card that we're gonna track our pulls for? And I'll go ahead and get that placed, get a tracker placed on the screen before we start digging into the box. But yeah, I don't know. I can pull up Swooty B here myself and see if there's anything I can think of, but I don't know if anyone's got off the top of your head. So a Lawless Time, they're a lot of Max Rebo is he's a legendary. That's kind of the thing, right? Let's see, quad jumper, rose. I don't feel like these are quite, I kind of like, I don't know, I feel like those aren't quite the vibe. The Toydarian Technician, I think, is pretty funny. Max Rebo Band. It does have Sice Noodles on it. That's pretty good. I don't mind that one. Max Rebo Band's a pretty good. Rebo's Band with the old Star Wars CCG joke. Rebo's Band. Yeah, yep. Okay. Anakin Podracer So Wizard is pretty funny too. It might be Rebo's Band. The Door Technician. Oh, that's a pretty good one too, Ryan. Jeez. That's not bad. Okay, I think my favorites are Max Rebo Band and Door Technician. Rick? We're going Door Technician? Okay, I'm seeing some votes for Door Technician. So let's go with Rick the Door Technician. I mean, they can be like Jar Jar's kind of, well, okay, maybe not cool. This is not the right word, but they don't have to be yeah, they can be cool. And oh, can I use my Rebo Band playmat? I could, yeah, I will do that. You're right. I don't know why I have this pod racer here. Okay, we're gonna go Rick the Door Technician. All right, let me get that here. Change this from Jar Jar's to Rick's. We can't get regular foils anymore, so we'll remove that. So we got hypers, hyper foils, and he doesn't have a prestige. So we're just going to be looking for those. Oops, wait, I don't have any pulled yet, though. So got to make those 0, 0. All right, nice. So we're going to be looking out for Imperial Door Technician, a common from the set. And then, good call. Let me grab the Rebo Band playmat. That's a better vibe. All right. Gamma was cool, by the way. Pretty fun. Got a chance to draft some, or not draft, but play a pre-release of a Lawless Time a little early, which is exciting. And mostly got this insanely cool playmat. So, all right, already. Okay. Well, now I have to do Rebo Band. You know what? Like, we can do both. We could do both. Why not? It's my stream. I can change the rules. Let's just do both. Okay. There we go. We got a tracker for both. Okay, so we are going to be tracking. We got our beautiful... Look at this. This Star Wars Unlimited playmat has a shirtless female alien on it, which is pretty wild. This is a very saucy playmat. I can't believe they actually printed this. All right, cool. Okay, I think we're good to go. I think we got everything we're looking for here. All right, are we all ready to start cracking in? Like a weird... My live stream feed here is way behind. Okay, fix that. There we go. Okay, looking good here. All right. Let's crack right into this now. Get these sides here too. Okay. And get right here at the end. First one. Alrighty. First Carbonite box. I'm gonna keep the case off stream now, off screen. But you'll have to just believe me if you don't, if we pull a God box. All right, folks. We have our trackers. We have our beautiful Rebo Band playmat. It's time to crack into our first box of a Lawless Time. I would love to hear from chat while we start cracking into this. How has the set been treating you so far? I already heard one report from someone who their friend got a God box. That's crazy. How about like play-wise also, right? Like, have people been having fun checking out the new format or pre-release going well? I thought the pre-release was a lot of fun. I think the set in Limited is really fun to build in Limited. It's crazy. Very first pack. I mean, we'll know right away if we hit a... Well, we won't know for sure if we hit a God box right away, but we'll know if we don't have a God box right away. It takes a second pack to see the God box happen. Our very first pack of a Lawless Time, folks. And we're going to start off with... Okay, this is not a God box. We know it's not a God box. This is an Agent Callus Hyper... All right, now, beyond the craziness of the QC missing that there are God boxes and stuff, 9-0 over pre-release weekend, Randall. That's wild. That's crazy. There were changes still to the Carbonite boxes, so we're going to see those changes in action here. We're going to start off with some hypers, and again, so the changes are they removed normal foils, and they've increased drop rates for other stuff to compensate. So hypers, we have Callous Bounty Hunter, Pirate Snub Fighter, Cutthroat Pod Racer, Sun Tool Berserkers, Vandor Range Troopers. We have Terramin Barcona. This guy destroyed me in a game, at least one game, maybe two games at the pre-release. My God, this card is crazy. When your opponent has a credit token for you to defeat, yuck. Wow, that was rough. We have a Hyper Sarlacc of Carcoon from the starter deck. We have a Rose Tico rare, who's like actually very good, by the way. 5 power enters ready in pretty easy to engineer situations. Very strong. Our first Prestige is a K2SO. Luck of the Irish. 1 Carbonite pack out of Serialized Darth Maul. That's great. That's crazy. Living for Game Serialized Houndstooth. Number 17. That's pretty cool. Vin4 played Tobias and Jabba. Multicolor cards are blast. They definitely are. They definitely are. Okay, so then the rest of these are going to be hyperfoils until our final slot here. So we have a Syndicate Spice Runner hyperfoil, Val hyperfoil, Criminal Contact, Vigilant Scouts, the Jaunty Light Freighter. I put this in a sealed deck in pre-release, and I never once played it. It just never felt very good. No, Ryback, it is not. It's actually I've been trying to get the setup, trying to adjust my setup once again. Right now, while I'm still kind of redoing my studio with some of my other camera setup situation, I'm just using a phone camera. So you'll see it's actually like, unfortunately, it's not a great frame rate, I guess. It's like slightly staggery. Talon, no, this is the very first pack, and so we don't have a God box, no showcases yet. And then our last card here is, sorry, not our last card, this is a Droid Laser Turret, and oh wait, that is our last card. Our last card is a Droid Laser Turret. Oh, these are weird now. Ah, okay, yep. I mean, that makes sense. It always ended in 2 hyperfoils. So it's just weird that your big hits are right in the middle. Weird. I still feel like they could iterate a little bit on the Carbo case, the Carbo box loadout, like on an individual pack basis. I feel like the last card should always be something exciting. Oh, thank you, Ryback. Appreciate that. Claim to fame and pre-release, getting to attack with a 13-11 Chewbacca on 5 resources. Ryan, was that the leader Chewbacca? Or the unit Chewbacca? I assume the leader. I don't see how you could do that with the unit Chewbacca, but that leader Chewbacca is wild. Yeah, Ryback, I'm just using a service called Camo Studio for the interim until I get a nicer thing set up again. But when I was switching studios, when I had my water damage in my basement, people said they liked this better than my previous setup. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll retool the setup and I'll just do this for now then. Hyperfoil is a reverse now, so the rare legendary will be right after the prestige. Is that my problem? Yeah, no, I just had uncommons there, so I just didn't get a rare legendary. Okay. Yeah, I think there should be a rare legendary hyperfoil slot in every pack. A unit That's insane. Okay. Showcase or serialized within 3 packs. That would be cool. We're going to get speaking of Chewbacca, we're just going to get a Chewbacca in this pack. I mean, a good hit. Sure. Like, I would take a good hit. All right. Hypers. We got the KT-9, the Rhodian Bondsman, another Criminal Contact, the Overcharged Transport, the Getaway Freighter, a Salvaged Blaster. Yeah, Ryback, the cool thing is that it is very easy to just set up and get going with. So, and it's like, it is a subscription thing, but they do have a lifetime thing you can buy, which like is like not too bad either. So, it's not like, it's not awful. And by the way, Ryback is another Star Wars Limited content creator, so you can definitely check out his channel as well. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I appreciate it, bud. Transmission jamming, a shipbreak. I've gotten so many shipbreaking yards already. I have a hyperfoil that I opened on one of my videos, but we did get a nice legendary Mandalorian prestige here, so that's pretty cool. We'll take that. How do people feel about this set of prestiges? I thought this was a really interesting one because there was a lot of feedback in Legends of the Force that half of the prestiges were just like PNGs of characters placed over generic woo-woo backgrounds. That is kind of what this set is, but I think this set is way better looking than that one. Like, I legitimately like these prestiges, but I did not care for the half of the Legends of the Force ones that were just the PNGs of characters. So I would love to hear. I'm curious what like people just in general think about this. Talon, you opened 7 boxes of Carbonite, only got 1 Vader Showcase and 1 Serial. Talon, I do think I think it'd be weird if they weren't affecting the hit rates, honestly, but I'm not sure. It could kind of go either way, I feel like. So, Javen, keep opening the blue base rare. Sorry, that's rough. Secret Battle of Pretend. Hyperfoil Sarlacc. That's a cool one. Swoop Bike Marauder. This guy was a house for me in Limited. Rookie Rocket Jumper, I also think a really good card in Limited. Deveronian Doorbuster and Circuit Challenger. Like the white background, but the other colors are meh. Not a fan. Still feels bland. Okay. Yeah, like I was just curious. I definitely think the white ones look nice. I don't mind these ones though. They still feel like they have a little more artistic quality to them. Han Solo for our 3rd pack to follow up Chewbacca. Nightwind Assailants, Inspired Recruit. IGV 55 Listener. Arvel Skeen. Targeted for removal, which is totally not a bounty. It is very slightly different than a bounty. Overall, like the prestiges, but they missed not using a pink back for Sabine. Instead, they went green. Oh, that makes sense. I can... yeah, I can feel that. I can vibe with that. We got a Jin. And then we got a first foil prestige of the night. Going to be a Bodhi Rook. Okay. Cool. Like the border of these prestige with the image backgrounds like GTL prestige would be peak. Borders. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I still really like, I still think the best prestiges were Legends of the Force had the best prestige. Not Legends, sorry. Jump to Lightspeed. Jump to Lightspeed's JTL prestiges were, I think, still the most, they kind of had the biggest impact on you when you saw them, you know? Like the prestiges, but I like backgrounds more. Yeah, fair. Canto Bite Security, Weasel, Common Cause, Unmarked Credits, Prototype TIE Advanced, and Black Sun Kabbalist. So far, this is kind of the same way I feel about the booster boxes, which is that it's fun that every pack we have a bunch of hyperfoils, but because you get so many, you're still just like looking for like the good hits, and they're not really feeling more common or anything. Maybe we'll get more packs in and feel differently, but like Cassian, Jin, Bodhi, and K2S all have yellow backgrounds. Yeah, the colors, I think the colors are based off of I think they are based off of the like the theme, the group, the set, the movie that they're from or whatever. Because these ones also, these are I believe it's the Rogue One characters that are the out of 50 in this set. So yeah, I think they're lining them up by the property that they're from, basically. Yep, exactly. All right, we got Vel Sartha. Vel Sartha, how insane is this in Limited, by the way? I played exclusively Vel Sarthas at our Saturday pre-release last week. I only played against Vel Sarthas. It was wild. She's really good, though. She's crazy. Love the new text borders. This set's OPP and Prestige, but image backgrounds for Prestige should be mandatory. I think that's fair. I can't argue with that. The Elite, the Laser Turret, the Target Tagger, the Hunters. We got a Jango Fett. We got a Payroll Heist. We got a Salacious Crumb. Two-Faced Troig. Rogue One is out of 100. Okay, so it's the Spectres that are out of 50? I can't remember which one's out of 50 now. High Singer as our Prestige here. Yeah, Vel's crazy, dude. Vel's wild in Limited. She's very hard to keep up with. My tip that I found when I was playing against this literally the entire event, I had the most success when I just tried to use, I mean, obviously tried to use every credit, but I just went as wide as possible and tried to race her out because, like, I wasn't going to get into the late game and win because the late game Vel always was just like, there's like a 6-8 and a 4, or there's like a 6-8 and a 4-5 and a 7-9 on board. And I just can't win. Oh yeah. Return of the Jedi. Thank you, Tyson. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the ones from the Jabba's Palace scene and everything. So that's, which makes sense because that's how Luke is out of 50. So I should, obvious. But yeah, against Vel, I found going wide seemed to work the best. I was able to start winning games once I started doing that. Patient Hunter, Lady Proxima, Daring Delve, Watchful, Canyon Front Runner, Profiteering Hunter. All right, next pack. We have a Hera Syndulla. We have an Undercity Hunting Team, Wookiee Gorilla, the Alliance X-Wing, the Cloud Rider Veteran, the Defiant Scrapper, Cheofane. Whoa, hit my camera there, sorry. Let's readjust it. Actually, I can like kind of adjust this a little bit in general. Jabba's Rancor. Talon, this is my first Carbonite box of a Lawless Time. Yes. I've opened Carbonites for every set since they came out. I do a case every set. And this is my first time opening them just for this set. And I also try not to watch the content because of people opening them because, I don't know, I want to just experience it myself because it's kind of fun because I do it live every time. Baze Malbus. Hyper Rare. And then we got a foil Chopper. Prestige. Nice. That's our second foil. And then we did hit a... Oh, I think I got a little bit of paper dust in my eye from that. Jeez. The dusty paper packs. We got a Hyperfoil Chewbacca, which is very cool. We did finally hit another legendary, so that's awesome. We got a Hyperfoil Stockpile, Shielded Hauler, Black Sun Patroller, Masasa Group Marines, and Attack from All Sides. Next pack. Yeah, I don't think they look too bad. I think it really helps that... Oh, we got Vader. Vader's peeking at us. I think it really helps that Vincent Dutrait's art is extremely good. Like, I think the style is nice, and I think it's nice that they're all consistent with each other. I think that's the other thing. Like, Prestiges in sets 5 and 6 were so inconsistent. I like that they just did one theme across all of these. Like, half of the ones in both of those two sets are good, and the other half are, like, fine or whatever. We got our Vader boy. Cartel Heavy Fighter, Scavenging Sandcrawler, Vigilant Scouts, Expendable Mercenary, Dogged Pursuers, Cantobite Security. Talon, for Star Wars Unlimited, I do try to play, and I try to win. I play weekly as long as I'm not traveling, but I do travel a lot. I actually, for events, I either judge or cast. I spend a lot more time judging majors than anything else when it comes to that. Otherwise, I really enjoy casting the game. So I play a lot online, and I play when I can at our weeklies. And when I post deck profiles here, I tend to focus on off-meta stuff because I have fun exploring different decks, and because there's plenty of other like Woo and other good creators that are going to make good meta deck profiles for you. So yeah, I guess my way of approaching the game is a little different, but I like to volunteer to support at major events, and if I can't cast a major, I'm going to judge it. So I'm hoping to have news about casting something major for Star Wars pretty soon, but we'll see. Ryback, thank you. Thank you. Twin Suns I actually don't play a lot of. I do have a Twin Suns deck built, but I don't get a lot of opportunities to play it. So it's a very cool format. I enjoy it. But yeah, I need to update it with some of the last couple sets now. We got a Dengar, Admiral Mahdi. We got a Salacious Crumb Prestige in this pack. Oh, Javen, this is for you, buddy. I got a Hyperfoil Alliance Outpost. I want to talk to the team at some point at FFG about why they isolate art on Hyperfoil bases, on foil bases in general, but they do not isolate art on other cards. Like, you see how Chewbacca's shiny here, but on the Alliance Outpost, it's only the background that's shiny. I think they should be isolating everything, personally. Yeah, I don't know why they don't do it. I mean, it's a bunch of work, but here in Korea, you play Twin Suns. Oh, wow, you're from Korea. That's so interesting. That's really cool. And that's really cool to hear about it, about how different formats are popular in like different regions as well. That's really neat. Thank you for sharing that. Chow Fein, Collateral Damage, the Bith Brute, the Fleet Trooper, the Artful Pickpocket. Only the mid cards get to look cool. Well, I mean, like, ECL is that way, and ECL's not a mid card, and Data Vault's that way. Data Vault's not a mid card. Oh, I was going to respond earlier to Ryback. Yeah, the hits in the center and going from low to high rarity. Exactly. It's like, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I would like something at the end as, because it's tough to even, like, because of how random they are, it's tough to even, like, resort the pack for, like, the, you know, the content creation experience. But yeah, I would like it to be laid out differently. We had a Director Krennic. I want to build a deck for him pretty soon. He's interesting. I think he's pretty cool. The Jaunty Light Freighter, Canyon Front Runner, Circuit Challenger, Shield Drive Outfitter, the Cavern Angels, BT-1. We got Finn. We got a Sniper Rifle. And we got Han Solo. Prestige. You're American, but in Korea currently. Okay, gotcha. Have Eternal PQ coming up. Okay, that's awesome. That's really exciting. We're just starting an Eternal Night locally here. Starts tomorrow night. We'll see how many locals want to show up to it, but I would love to build up that format a little bit. I think it'd be fun to have like an Eternal PQ up here as well, sometime. But we'll see. We'll see. Asajj Ventress, Hyperfoil Rare. Okay, nice. Choke on Aspirations, Partisan Infantry, Nightwing Assailants, Everyday More Lives, The Axe Forgets. Yo, Grunge Kids, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's so kind. I'm in Fargo, North Dakota. We're in the middle of the Midwest. And we have a nice scene for a lot of our card games up here. Not a lot to do up here, but play card games is what I like to tell people. So we do a lot of that. Next pack, another Han Solo. Seasoned Tracker, Guild Ambush Team, Onaka Gang Bandits, Shielded Hauler, Hidden Hunters. We got Urk. Do I have Star Wars CCG players in chat? I'm sure I have a couple of them who remember from Special Edition, I think was when he was printed. I love the trend of still giving Tusken Raiders names that are just a bunch of noises. Rogue One, Hyper. Oh, Chewbacca, Legendary. All right. Cool. Hondo Naka, Foil, Prestige, Legendary. There we go. Now we're hitting some Legendaries. How do I feel about the lifespan of SWU after rotation? I think rotation is hugely good for this game. I think it's excited a lot of people. I think it'll do great. I mean, it comes down to how they nail the rest of the year. It was really unfortunate to see the quality control issues with the Law. I was really hoping Law would just land like 10 out of 10, but it is a like slight damper for some people about that. But I don't think it'll be a big deal. I think the rest of the year they've obviously got locked in, and the numbers, despite what some people are saying online, are actually still really good for registrations for tournaments. And we're hearing that Law is selling pretty well, I think, so far. I have to double check. Like, I'd love to go check in with like our distributors or whatever and get a real feel for how Law is selling, but I think Law is selling pretty decently. So I think the game is kind of restabilizing again. So I think there's no reason to be like pessimistic about it right now. Yes, there are YouTube channels that say more negative things. There are YouTube channels that aren't like full-time at an LGS also, and like deeply involved in a lot of games. I guess like I don't know. I have decent information, I feel like, so I feel pretty safe in saying like I'm not worried about SWU. But yeah, like I think Law has really landed well, like play-wise for a lot of people. I think rotation is a part of that, and a part of the thing that's super exciting for kind of everyone playing. And then Eternal's going to be busted, but like we know that, you know, we know Eternal's just going to be like ridiculous stuff, and you know that's fun in its own way too. All right, Enfys Nest. What do you think about the legendaries from SOAR? Like Cunning being $3 now, Luke going to 15. Yeah, no, I think that's good. Like honestly, that's expected. It'll then just those cards aren't going to be printed again, so that makes Eternal approachable, which is awesome. It means it'll make it easier for people to get into Eternal for a while, and then at some point those will start to appreciate again, as long as the game continues going. So it'll work out for collectors. They're also usable in Twin Suns, which is also, I think that's another really important thing to point out, is that it does cheapen decks for Twin Suns as well, which as the game gets bigger is something you have to worry about a little bit too. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all, Grunge Kids. Law is a very, very fun set. Yeah, it is. I'm trying to just decide what I can talk about a little bit sometimes, but yeah, I think the team knows about secrets. Like FFG, the devs know about secrets. That nothing is secret about how secrets landed and how people thought about it. And I think they're working really hard to make all their future sets avoid some of the issues that it had. So yeah, I mean, no reason to be pessimistic right now, I think. Profiteering Hunter. Started playing 2 months ago and you can't stop. Awesome, Josh. That's awesome. That's really great to hear. Yeah, the game is still like, I'm seeing a lot of people still just getting into it now. I see posts pretty frequently. I see like on Reddit especially, and I follow a lot of different, you know, social media communities because I'm a content creator and I try to post places and stuff. The Reddit Star Wars fans are like fiending for Star Wars. Like if you're an Unlimited fan, I see like posts all the time on Reddit that are like, Unlimited is the only game that exists. Everything else is awful. And I think that's really funny. But yeah, like people really underestimate how many people are just into Star Wars and casually into this game and just enjoying it like a ton and don't want to play anything else. Ezra Bridger, Leia's Disguise, Benthic, 2 tubes. We got a Jin Urso. Yo! Our first hit! Hyperfoil, the Max Rebo Band. Let's mark it on the tracker. 1 Hyperfoil Rebo Band. Let's go. LF got you hyped for the game, and Secrets nearly killed it. Probably gonna see how the next set is before I dive any further. Jordan, that's fair. Yeah. Like, I'm really curious though, Jordan. Like, Secrets play-wise was fairly interesting, but I thought. But I would love to hear, like, was it, for Jordan, for you, was it the theme of Secrets that killed you or something else? Because I from what I hear a lot from a lot of people, it's the theme that just, like, there's just no hype, so they just didn't care. If it's that, let me know. If it's something else, I'm just super, super curious about that. Yeah, Vin, it had fun mechanics, but yes, the center, right? Like, Orn Frita, hooray! Really excited for Twin Suns decks. Yeah, I think Twin Suns decks are, like, that's another thing that they're doing this year that I think will be really nice for the game to help get people into more casual play. I think that's great. Yeah, theme? Okay, exactly. Like, I think the thing that's really tough is that with Star Wars has such deep, rich lore and so many unique characters you can draw on that when you're a Star Wars fan making a Star Wars game, you're in the sauce, right? You're like deep in there and you're like, how can I get this really weird character from the Cantina scene? How can I get this Talls? How can I get whatever, like this Shistavin and Wolfman or whatever to be a leader in this game? Because it's fun to explore that stuff. And I think you kind of forget that you still need to make these, like, sets exciting for people to open. And, like, Shistavin and Wolfman, man, like, it's just like, ooh, you don't care, right? So it's, I think it's something where, like, I get where it came from. It's a place of passion and excitement. And, like, I was like, Sabe, that's so cool. Like, I think that's awesome. But you feel it. And you're like, but, you know, I want to open Luke Skywalkers and Darth Vaders and stuff. And it's, you have to balance it better. And I think the team has really gotten that figured out, right? I think for future sets, we'll see that much, much better balance. Jack, yo, welcome, man. Hey, speaking of the team, hey, I don't mean to spoil your secret identity here, but no showcases yet. We're still in the first box, so there's been a lot of chat. We've been chatting a lot here. Yeah, the meta, Michael, the meta was not great with Secrets. I'm not a huge fan of where the Secrets meta ended up going, and it was really, really hard to build fun casual decks, or like fun like tier 2 decks in Secrets. It was challenging. I think I'm like kind of blurry, but I don't think I can really fix it. I just realized. Theme change set by set, Jordan. Yeah, like I would like to see more like a little more cohesiveness. I don't think it needs to be massive, but I would like to see like I don't know. Like I'm a boomer TCG player. So to me, the Magic block structure, I think the 2-set Magic block structure was perfection. And I would love to see some of that kind of stuff, but you know, whatever. I think it's not, like, to me at least, it's not a big deal, but I can see where it would be. Strike a balance between getting new stuff and seeing the same characters over and over. Exactly, Ryback. Yeah. It's tough. Be fine if they can be okay not being the top dog game if they land a full year of good sets. And I think they're fine with that, and I think they're on the way to landing it. So that's why when I talk to people about it, I'm like, I'm not stressed, like, about SWU. You know, I think it's fine. I think it's doing great. Not great. It could be doing better, right? It's hard to put it somewhere on the scale, but I think if we watch this year, by the end of the year, we'll go, okay, you know, yeah, there's no issues. We're good. Maybe not no issues, but very few, right? Scarif Lieutenant, Airy, we got it. Whoa, Serial. Hang on. We got a serialized chopper, baby. Let's go. That's a great serial. That's so cool. 145 out of 250. Oh, dude, we just got a foil one here earlier, too, so we can get a nice comparison. Yo, I see some likes coming in. Thank you for liking. I love getting the likes when we get a hit. I always get to see the hearts when that shows up, and that's really fun. Okay. Yeah, so you can see they do a top layer of, that's what I thought was happening too. This is kind of like, I think kind of like the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty Neon serials, and they weren't serials, but the neon treatment cards. So they did that with the background here, and it looks pretty sharp. I kind of like it. I kind of vibe with that. Yeah, Jack manifested it. Yo, let's go, Jack. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, my dude. That's so sick. Yeah, that's awesome. I have let's see. I have some sleeves here. Where did I put them? Over here. I got some of the old Jabba sleeves. Awesome. They do. I mean, they always look better in person than on camera. It's true. Yeah, the neon is nice. Like, that's one of the reasons, too, why I don't hate these. I don't hate the like, PNG background thing with this set. I think Vincent Dutrait's artwork is awesome. And I think they did fun stuff with, like, the neon stuff. It just feels like these feel... The way I think about these is they feel like they have more thought put into them than some of the Legends of the Force ones. Even though when you pulled some of those Legends of the Force ones, they did still have kind of, like, serial ones. Still had, like, cool gold effects and stuff. But, I don't know. They feel more artistic. Jacob, no showcases yet, but this was only the first Hidetsugu. Hey, Brett, nice reference. Yes, the neon Hidetsugus. This is the first box, and we have 2 packs left in it, but we just hit a serial, so we're doing pretty sick so far. Could be a lot worse. We got a Boba Fett. All right, Follower of the Code, Weequay Pirate, Rickety Quad Jumper, Infantry, Braca Shipbreaker, Spice Runner. Yo, you run Spice? Betrayed Trust. And there's another Legendary, L3. Okay, cool. Hitting out Legendaries is good. And then a foil. I think we should have a foil in the last 2 packs, actually. So foil IG-88 is our prestige here. Rare Hyperfoil Thermal Detonator. Complaint with the Carbonite is that the last 4 slots are always common. Kind of takes... Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Brett. Exactly. I would love if it would be collated differently. I want the pack to come out where the end is the hype part. That would be more fun to me. But I guess I haven't really talked to anyone in production at FFG about this. Like, there might be a reason for it, you know? I just don't know what it is. Warren Contractor, or Quarren Contractor, Improvise, and Cavern Angels X-Wing. Redistribution of card types in both the reg packs and Carbonite was a total win. I agree. Yeah. Good changes. Yo, Perfy, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Dude, it's like almost your bedtime. Talon, what do you think about the power level of leaders, legendaries? Do I agree they need to have a power level increase? I like the power level of the cards pretty well. I think the big thing that needs to happen is just keep printing at this power level rather than at some of the higher power levels. I think they're trying to hone in on a particular power level, and eventually it'll all sort of shake out better. But I've had fun exploring some of the leaders in this set, and I think some of them were underrated going into this. I think it's one of the big things. Protecting the good pulls in the middle. Oh, Bobo's here too. Streams for round 1 winners only. Perfy, we snagged a serialized chopper so far. Number 145 out of 250. And we're on our last pack in the first box. And we're going to get a Lando Calrissian, who I think is an extremely good leader in the new set. I think Lando is super hype. Improvise, Industrious Team, The Beach Patrol, Unmarked Credits, Midrim Sharpshooter, Governor's Shuttle, The Blade Wing. We're going to get a Rio Durant, rare. And we're going to get a... if you get a serial, it takes the place of one of your foils, maybe? Okay, I thought this would also be a foil. Okay, we'll have to double check that. Make sure I didn't, like, miss a foil, did I? Oh, Hondo. I totally did. I put the Hondo here. I already had the foil. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I was just trying to separate my my legendaries. So, okay, that makes more sense. We did get a Hyperfoil legendary in this pack as well, though. We got an L3. And we got Hana. Partisan, U-Wing, Weequay Pirate, Sun Tool Berserkers, and a great card in the new Premier Meta, Lost and Forgotten. All right. Let me catch up on chat here a little bit. Jacob, son pulled Jabba Showcase and brother pulled Vader Phone Showcase. That's awesome. Wow, congratulations to them. Need to stop making the uncommons the best cards. It's a massive problem. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's a tough balance there because it's nice when the uncommons are good and cheap. It makes the game easy to get into. I think you just need them both to be good. I think you can have great uncommons. Like, the games should always have great uncommons. Like, I think every TCG needs to have fantastic uncommons because otherwise the game becomes just totally unapproachable when it's popular enough. But the game does need to also have exciting high rarity cards. It needs to be balanced better. Both from regular boosters, nice. Bladewing is fantastic. Yep, Bladewing's very good. Talon, what's the highest I've placed in an official event? For, like, unlimited? I've, like, top to PQ. But again, I don't play... If I'm going to a sector or regional, or Galactics, I'm either judging or casting it. I don't play in the higher level events, so I don't really have a good... and also, I'm a pretty firm believer in... Was this from a previous pack? This is from the Chopper pack, and I just never finished opening this, I think. I'm a pretty firm believer in content creators especially. Not that you're saying this, but just, I guess, to bring up the topic. Content creators do not need to be great card game players. That's not always the... It's great to have content creators like Tower Number 9 and Woo and, the whole KTOD team that are good players because they provide awesome content, but there's, like, so much more to TCGs than just high-level competitive play. Talon, yes, I will be going to Galactics this year. Perfy, A Lawless Time came out last Friday. Or the pre-release is last Friday. Sorry, it officially releases tomorrow. But it's sellable on pre-release, so. Strong commons, uncommons, yes. Adversely, can we make higher rarity more powerful? Let's make serialized cards strictly better. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Yeah, Brett, I'm sure, there's always a balance that needs to be struck. It's really awesome that there are good uncommons, though, and I just don't want that to be taken away from the game. I have a box number 2, except... Where did I put my... Oh, here it is. My slicer. Bobo, that means your world champion exclusive card needs to be twice as good as the regular? Yeah, that'd be fun. Bobo said I don't actually play card games. That's not true. I play them. Excellent, Talon. Well, good luck in the main event. I hope to be fortunate enough to be able to cast Galactics again. That would be awesome. I do not know if that will happen. There are other casters for the game, and I don't know that FFG wants to, like, shoehorn into... I don't think it makes... This is a weird thing to say, I feel like, about yourself. I really, really desperately will want to cast Galactics again this year. And I think I will do, if I do, I think I'll do a fantastic job. I will work like I did before. I will work really hard to really keep up on the meta. I have some great contacts to talk to now, especially after like Galactics last year, with like the Botha network and everything, where I can really get a lot of good info going into it. I think I do a bang up job. I would have so much fun, and I would love to do it again and support the game at that level. But I also think if I were in FFG's shoes, I would be thinking we don't want to pick like the same casters every year for Galactics, maybe. As much as I want them to, because I had a great time casting with like Doa and Charmer, and I would love to. But like, I guess I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if they pick other casters for Galactics this year. I'll just have to see. But that's my hope, is to be casting Galactics again, which would be great. Kilo Ants, time for the 16 Rebo pack. That'd be crazy. Brett, didn't Alter do the total unique model? That's a whole other can of worms. How do you get to be picked to be a caster or assistant production? Production for Galactics, they had hired like a separate entire team to do it. So I have no idea. You'd have to work for the team that they hire for production. Casting, there isn't like a formal way that I know of. They reach out to people, I think. So it's kind of what it is. Thank you, BDST. I really appreciate that. Josh is fantastic. Like, Josh is a great example of someone who I think would be a great fit for doing it. So, totally. All right, folks. This is the first pack in our second box, and we're going to see if we have a chance of getting a God box here based on this very first pack. It's just a regular Lando, so not a God box. Oh, yo, Tyson, hey, thank you. That's really cool. I think I remember that. I believe I remember that. I chatted with a couple of people in the artist line, but yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Perfect vote for me to be the caster until I come unprepared and have to earn my way back in. Well, joke's on you. That won't happen. I worked so hard last year. I played so much Star Wars in advance to try to like really be able to talk at a pretty high level about it. And I try to keep, like I said, I judge as well. So I try to keep really up to date on rules and everything. And I try to bring what I can to the table. Kilo, they did comment briefly in the live stream that they were looking into it or something. It was a very like we need to, you know, there's no like official, like, here's what happened, whatever. I hope to see something like that at some point, but yeah, we'll see. They usually do eventually, address it. Michael did excellent last year. Doa and Charmer 2. It'd be great to add a couple extras, do more interviews. Yeah, I agree. And thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I learned a lot from working with Doa and Charmer as well. Working outside of my usual space. I cast Grand Archive a lot more. But it was awesome to work with them, who are real professionals in the space as well. Max Rebo Band. Yo, Perfy just asked what's the porg of this set. We chose Rick, the Imperial Door Technician, and me chose Max Rebo Band. So we just got a Hyper Max Rebo Band. I don't think we've gotten any Door Technicians, though. So we'll mark that up. Yeah, Brett, I think it was a quality control miss. I think that's all that happened. But tear the ship apart. Got a legendary. That's nice to see. And our first prestige in this box is a Val. And then our hyperfoils, Forlom, Choke on Aspiration, Security, Bank Job, Baywatch, or the Beach Patrol, and the Toydarian Technician. Yeah, we got them marked on the overlay down below. So we're doing Rick, the Imperial Door Technician, and Max Rebo Band as our Lake Country, Porg, Jar Jar, whatever. All right, let's see what we got here. We got a Mr. Boba Fett. Vigilant Scouts, Mercenary, Pursuers, Tracker, Sharpshooter, Governor's Shuttle. We got another Hyper Rogue One. They sure do, Perfy. We got a Liberty, Legendary Hyper, nice. And a Maz Kanata. We're hitting lots of L's now. Lots of L's in this box. Maz Kanata, Prestige, Legendary, Chow Fein Hyperfoil, Targeted for Removal, Weasel, Haymaker, Flash the Vents, and Incapacitate, which does not negate target event in this game. It'd be event. It's action card in Grand Archive. Same card name though. All right, third pack. We're getting a Vel Sartha, Guild Ambush Team, Gang Bandits, Hauler, Hunters, Rider, Scarif Lieutenant, the Blade Wing. We got an Airy Rare. We got a non-foil Kanan Jarrus. Our rare Hyperfoil, nice, Chirrut Ibwe. And then Interrogation Droid, the Elite, the Infantry, the Assailants, and Everyday More Lies. In-cap confirmed better in GA, that's true. The in-cap in this game is it's probably mostly for limited. I don't think I would ever really slot it in constructed. Boba Fett. Do I have a leader that I think is under the radar? Under the radar. I have to remember who I could be picking from here. I think people are seeing Lando work. Enfys is really hit or miss, like very feast or famine style leader. People are kind of already on Krennic and Vader as control, which is good. I don't know if Han is great. Chewbacca's funny. I haven't gotten a chance to really play with Callus yet, so I don't have a good like opinion on him. I'm not sure. I feel like people are still kind of like starting to realize like the power level of some of them, but I don't know if there's anything that's like really that hidden. I still feel like there's like a Sebulba aggro that's like absurd and people just haven't put the list together yet. So maybe it'd be something like that, but also I'm sure people have been testing it as well. How long until this boba is banned? I don't think this boba will be banned. I think this boba is reined in enough because he's so specific to bounty hunters. I think it's okay. Can't wait to play a set of Force Throw in my deck and run the tables at Eternal. Nice. Do you think there should be more than 6 legendaries in a card box? Yes, there should be more than 6 legendaries in a Carbonite box, is how I feel. I feel like a Carbonite box should have about twice as many legendaries as a regular box. Baylert Valence. K2SO. Prestige. Hyperfoil Max Rebo Band. We are hitting them. Yeah, Ryback, I do wish the pod racers did a little... They had a little more of their own thing, but I guess I get why, you know, you don't want to just literally bring back Pod Race Senate from Decipher as like a deck. But yeah, I mean, I feel like they could have been something a little more special. Like a Bunta Eve Stadium base. I don't know, just do something fun with that. What about Leia leader from the set? My son did 2-1. You know, actually, Vin, that's a really good point. Leia is probably the one that most people think is very bad. And if any leader is going to be underrated, it's going to be her. And then I hear people playing the decks, like the precons against each other, and they keep saying that Leia is destroying the Jabba one constantly. So, like, I assume there's like a build of Leia that's like, oh, actually, this is like surprisingly playable. Which would make her easily the most underrated. Yo! Is that Isaac? We got Isaac here? Yeah, no, Ryback. I mean, like, I agree. There's like, yeah, they're just kind of units. Did you guys read the article about designing plot? I do think that there's a definite desire in the design studio to keep the game super, super, super approachable. Like, almost above all else. And that need to keep approachability is always going to stymie a lot of really, like, this feels like this totally outside the game thing. Like, this feels like pod racing style design is probably going to get held back a lot as long as the game is meant to stay approachable. And I think there's pros and cons to both sides. No, it's a really interesting discussion topic, so I wouldn't worry about it. That's yeah, it's cool to talk about. All 7 of your card boxes average 6 L's per box. That and 1 showcase, but yeah, I mean, I agree, Talon. It's if I'm gonna pay $200 to $300 for a card box, I kind of want to get like twice the pull rate of a regular booster box. So I think that's fair. Want to try putting the Anakin pilot on his pod racer? True, you can do that. That's fun. Ryan, you have a Leia build that's awesome? Okay, there we go. Yeah, Leia might just be the most underrated leader. I definitely couldn't see how good she was, and I need to play with or against her to really feel it out, I think. Chase card in the set. Like, for collectability, it'd be like Serial Luke for collectability. Play-wise, like, maybe it's like Single Reactor or something. They're like a bunch of good they're a pile of good legendaries. I'm not saying like a ton of them, but there's a pile of good legendaries. And I guess it would be like that, something like that. But Benthic 2 tubes. And, ooh, that's a cool looking one. We got a foil prestige Lats Razi. Oh yeah, showcases. Yeah, I blanked on showcases. I started thinking about legendaries exclusively. Ryback. Stranger is probably the best legendary. I don't know. Stranger is single reactor, but Stranger is very, very good and fits right into an already good meta deck. So, yeah, Stranger's probably the best legendary to hit. And yeah, of showcases, I think Vader's going to be the collectible one for sure. That's pretty easy. Yes. Good call on the Stranger, though. There's Fulcrum, Rare, Hyperfoil, Bosk, Backed, Contact, Scouts, and the Freighter. Yo, big Poison Ivy vibes. She, okay, wait. This is going to be a niche reference, but she's literally a Sylvari from Guild Wars 2. Like, you can directly make this character look like identical. Like, literally, whoever did, it's, what was she in? An episode of Bad Batch or Clone Wars? I can't remember. One of the animated series she was in. I swear, the animators just like, or whoever made this character, just like, they were like, I want my Guild Wars 2 character to be in Star Wars. So, I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. My playmat is Max Rebo Band. This is Max Rebo. He's a Jats Whaler, and he plays in the Max Rebo Band. And this is Cy Snoodles, who is a shirtless woman dancing on this official Star Wars merchandise playmat. Clone Wars. Thank you. Yep. Just all blended together in my head. Yeah, Gar with Latsrazi is like pretty cool. I think it's a pretty fun deck idea. We got Saw Gerrera, Syndicate Security, Commence the Festivities, the U-Wing, the Recruiter, Improvise, Kanan, Betrayed Trust, the Sarlacc, Sabine Wren Prestige, and then Hyper Foil Hana, Great Pit of Carcoon, the Axe Frigates, Vander Range Troopers, Hidden Hunters, and Onaka Gang Bandits. Did that pack, was this one of these? Yeah, that was one of these packs that had literally no rares in it, right? That was a 0 rare pack. And like, that is messed up. I don't think that it had starter, it had like a starter hyper instead, a spotlight hyper instead, but like, I've been saying this for a couple of sets now, but it shouldn't be possible to buy a Carbonite pack and get less than like 2 rares, I think. So that's one of the things I want to see them adjust in the next Carbonite boxes. Played Leia a couple times and she beat Jabba easily. Yes, definitely. All right. The Client. Weequay Pirate. Plo Koon has had a couple, one or I feel like he's had two cards in the game, but maybe it's just been one. One of them is not great. He has his Aether Sprite is a card, right? There's no Plo Koon leader though, if that's what you're looking for, unfortunately. What leader from Star Wars would you like to see made into a leader? And what different ability would you like to see different? Okay, I don't know how to answer the second question exactly, but I want Babu Frick as a leader really badly. I want to play, yeah, blue. Yes, Yellow Plo is the ambusher. Blue Plo is not good. Yep, exactly. Yeah, that's why I knew there were two. The ambush one's great, and then the blue one is bad. Icons is probably gonna have a way to get hyperspace treatments on the Twin Suns exclusives. Yeah, that's not a bad guess. That's not a bad guess at all, Matthias. I think that sounds like a place they would go. Shadow Stygian Prime. I think this card is very, very strong. We got a Chopper, non-foil. Jordan wants the Revan Leader remade. I'm sure we'll see another one at some point. I'm sure we'll see another Revan leader. That is not the last you've seen of the Legends cards. The Legends characters were so popular that there's no shot that they don't just like do them again. You know, they know people love those. So, all right, we got Mr. Vader, not a hyper, or not a hyper, not a showcase. Industrious Team, Baywatch, Unmarked Credits, Daring Delve, Watchful, Staccato Lightning Repeater, Fulcrum, Legendary Maul. Okay, cool. We got a Baze Malbus Prestige foil. Exactly, Logan. Logan, you get me. Thank you. You get me. I mean, that's exactly his issue, though, right, Ryback? It's that he's constrained on deck building as a cost of his card. We got a Hyperfoil Bib Fortuna. That's just what holds him back, unfortunately. Rhodian Bondsman. And, like, the thing is, he had 6 sets of cards, and now he's down back to 4 sets of cards to build with. So, he would have been at his strongest in Secrets of Power, potentially, but then all the good decks were also at their strongest. The issue with being so held back in your deck building is that when cards exist that make you good, they kind of make the other decks better in general. This is the second box right back. Han Solo. Bank Job Fugitives, Fleet, Lies, Axe Forgets, Kill Switch. There's a Falcon. There's an Ezra. There's a Qui-Gon Rare. Nice. IG-88 Rare Prestige. Chief Chirpa Leader. That's intense. I love that. Yo, we could use more Ewok tribal stuff. This art goes way harder than it has any right to. This card looks so cool. And it's like draft chaff. It's so cool looking, though. And it would be even cooler if they isolated this. If they isolated this stuff, this card would be mind-blowing, but I don't know why they don't isolate them. I want them to. Veiled Strength, Cavern Angels X-Wing, Swoop Bright Bike Marauders, Rookie Rocket Jumper, and the Doorbuster. Yeah, I mean, always 2 Revan will pop off sometimes. If your Sith aren't answered, then it's like, oh god, no, I don't know what to do anymore. Everything has shields and they're huge. Maybe Ryback. I mean, like, I hope that's the case. I hope I'm wrong and Revan is sick. I just feels like Revan needs a lot. And it needs to be very specific to what Revan is doing. Rhodian, Contact, Transport, Freighter, Elite, Urk, Proxima. We got a Boba Fett rare. Lats Razi. There she is again. I put a foil. I have been not very consistent with where I've been putting things. There's a Hyperfoil K2SO. Patient Hunter, Kabbalist, Hauler, Patroller, and Marines. I agree, Living for Games. The Hammerhead should definitely be on a playmat. That would be like a really good like sector playmat, I think, that you can pick up from the prize wall. Enfys Nest, Droid Laser Turret, Tagger, Hunters, Fighter, Crawler, Cloaking, Dengar, Mr. Bib Fortuna, Cassian Andor Prestige Foil. Yo, Hyperfoil Luke Skywalker Legendary. Very cool. Nice. That is a good legendary hit. I really like this art quite a bit. Very cool. Put that with our... You know, I've just messed this whole thing up, haven't I? I see what happened. I put IG-80 in the legendary pile. Alright, Lady Proxima. Attack from all sides. Industrious Team. Milodon Raider. And the X-Wing. And this is going to be our last pack from box number 2. Would cry if they prize wall more cool playmats. It's tough. I mean, that is the way to make them kind of like available enough to everybody without just, I mean, they could sell it, I guess, but I don't know. Like, there's only so many playmats they can print, and they need to make cool prizes for their events. So I think the way they're doing it right now is fine, where they have like 4 mats at every sector or regional, and you can get one on sign up, and then you can get the other one's prize wall. I mean, I think it's all reasonable. Last pack is going to be a Hera Syndulla. Why does that look like he lives in Padme's basement? That's pretty funny, actually. It took me a sec to like really get into the joke, but I dig it. It's okay, Dan. I bet the God box makes the chocolate taste bad anyway. Yeah, I still got 2 more that could be God boxes. I'm not worried about it. Hulk, Vents, backed by the Huts. Totally not the Outrider. BT1, Jabba's Rancor. Display piece, rare. Do I think they should make showcases serialized? Sure. Yeah. They should serialize showcases. Why not? That'd be fun. Cassian Andor. Hunter for Hire. Shifty Suspects. Daring Delve, Watchful, and the Canyon Frontrunner. How many legendaries did I have in that box? That box was like maybe 6-ish legendaries also. So yeah, I mean, that seems about where we're hitting. Definitely feels a little tougher to get a lot of legendaries, but I don't know if that's true. And like with the thing that happened with the God boxes and stuff, I guess one thing I'm not sure about is this even totally like the correct distribution that they were aiming for with the new set? It's like I'm not entirely sure that like it is, you know? All right. Box number 3 of 4. Shadows of the Empire, the next Legends content? Maybe. That'd be awesome. Dash Rendar leader would be really cool. Having a number to 10 showcase leader? Yeah, I mean, I feel like that would definitely be a very collectible thing. Once per set, you should be open one of the developers trapped in Carbonite. That's so messed up. What on earth? All right, let's see if we have a God box here, folks. Pack number 1 of box number 3. No God box either on this one. Enfys Nest. I really want to give away a showcase to you guys. I really want to get a God box. Ewing, Recruiter, Improvise. Oh, Azuki TCG. Yo, welcome. Industrious Team, Sharpshooter, Shuttle, Bix Kaline. We got Jin Urso, Rare. We got a Foil Prestige, K2SO. We got a Hyperfoil Fetz Fire Spray. Rare. Honorbound Partisan, Unmarked Credits, Tie Advance, Kabbalist, and the Hauler. Yeah, like we've got no Ricks, and that's been really crazy. Up to 30 plus Talon. Yeah, I have a friend who has like 30 of them too. I have a few, I have maybe like a dozen or so at this point, something like that. All right, this is box 3, pack 2, Darth Vader. If set 2 of the year was Shadows of the Empire instead of Ashes of the Empire, would automatically be all in. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think again, theme is like just so important to how you do a Star Wars or an IP card game in general, but I think especially with Star Wars. But they try to make it so every set has multiple themes in it so they can appeal to multiple people. Because imagine you're like one of the... Because the thing is, Star Wars has such a diverse fan base. The reason why they have to do this is because there are so many different fans. Like, I like the sequel trilogy. Some of you might be about to leave, and that's fine. But I like the sequel trilogy. And, you know, would I be stoked if they did a set that's all sequel trilogy? Sure. And a bunch of people would be really mad about that happening. There are people who don't like Legends and don't want to deal with Legends stuff, even though they maybe just don't realize how cool Dash Rendar is or whatever. If they did a Shadows of the Empire only set, it would appeal to some people, and then other people would be like, I just don't really care. So they try to make it, that's why they try to make it diverse every set. So, I mean, I think it makes sense, but it's, yeah, I can see, like, I would like to see Shadows of the Empire included at some point, because I grew up with it. It's really cool. Gave away a showcase from the store showdown prizes. Awesome. That's awesome. Really nice of you to do that. Want a Jabba showcase? It looks really good. I like the art on Jabba showcase a lot. Go heavy on buying cereals when they announce Path of Silver. I think that's going to be Grand Archive only, Perfy. Darth Jar Jar leader. We got another foil Cassian. We just got a foil K2SO, and now we got a foil Cassian in this pack too. That's funny. Hyperfoil Terramin, Weasel, Quarren, Improvise, Cavern, and Swoop Bike. Like Legends, but not as an entire set. Yeah, I mean, I feel that way too. I don't think it needs to be the way that they do it. All right, we got Han Solo. Yo, King! Thank you so much for the chat, my friend. Did I manage to pull the Sebulba showcase? Not yet, dude. I hope so. Thank you so much for the super chat, though, King. Really appreciate you. King's a big supporter of the channel, so we always love having him here. 2 set themes like MTG would be, yeah. Possibly, yeah. I mean, there are certainly different ways they can do it. I'm sure they could play with it and hone in on something that really pleases everybody. Well, it'll never please everybody, but pleases a large number of people, right? That's the thing. It's like, no matter what they do, they aren't gonna please everybody. King, that Sebulba showcase, I believe, though, it's coming soon. Legendary, tear the ship apart. Nice. Makes me happy that we finally got a terrible Han. Sure, yeah. I mean, we were due. Hans were so good. Prestige, Maz Kanata, legendaries. That's 2 legendaries. Hyperfoil Enfys Nest helmet. Rare. And then Urk, Rookie, Doorbuster, Challenger, Delve. So, okay. Hold on. I need it. First of all, my throat needs water. Oh, yo, the Kaijudas, welcome. King, we're in box 3. Okay. I definitely have said some of these card names. Like a lot of times. Daring Delve, Circuit Challenger, Doorbuster, Rocket Jumper. I have Daring Delve, Circuit Challenger. I feel like some of these I have pulled. Like, there's the Doorbuster, there's the Rocket Jumper, like 5 times already. And I don't think we've seen a single Rick. I don't think there's been a Rick in here anywhere. No Ricks. And that's really weird. That's kind of messed up. How have we gotten some of these so many times in a row? And again, like I was saying earlier, just given that we're seeing there's some weird distribution on some things like the showcases, I don't know. Is Rick pullable? Like, is he actually pullable? Does Sue have any ships as bases yet? That's a really interesting question, but no. I don't think so, unless you count the Death Star as one. Because there is a command center base from set 1. And the Death Star is a mobile space station. Is that a ship? It's like, is a taco a sandwich? No, but they tend to be locations. Baywatch, Unmarked Credits, Daring Delve, Watchful, Fugitives, Katena, Veiled Strength, Shipbreaking Yard, Val Prestige, Bunta Eve Flagbearer. Yeah, the Great Pit was cool. Salvage Blaster, Patroller, Marines, Attack from All Sides, and Industrious Team. Colossus. Oh, yo! Ryan, you're right. Colossus is a ship. Colossus is a ship. True. Well, we do know Death Star is not a moon. Absolutely. Colossus. I totally forgot. Colossus is a ship. Yes. Chat's so smart. Okay, we got. It's King. It's Fate. It's not the showcase, but you came in and I pulled my first Sebulba. As soon as you popped in here, I pulled my first Sebulba, and there's my first Rick. We pulled Rick. Rick's here. Well, he's a legendary in the set, King. Like, he still is a legendary. Yo, Rick made it in. Base that's 22 HP that has an epic action of changing the aspect that it has. That would be crazy. That'd be a weird base. It's like a Chancellor Palpatine on a base. Pirate Snub Fighter, Pod Racer, Berserkers, Tantive 4, targeted for removal, Alliance Outposts, and we got a Kanan. I swear every time I pull Kanan, it looks foil to me, and it's not. And Hyperfoil, Katana, R2-D2, Watchful, Canyon Frontrunner, Hunter, and Collateral Damage. Yeah, Rick is the door technician. Yeah, it'd be really interesting, Talon, no doubt. All right, we got Jin. I do fear we're not going to hit any showcases tonight, folks. I fear it. Everyday More Lies, the Axe Frigates, Kill Switch, Combat Exercise, the Lightning Repeater is an uncommon. Why did I put it there? The Two-Faced Troig. Yo, we got a Stranger. Nice. Hyper Stranger. Did this set do away with Prestige Rarity cards? Okay, so King, we are opening Carbonite boxes. So that is what we're opening. And then every pack does have a Prestige. So Prestige is, for example, this. This is a Prestige Rarity card. And then the Prestige slot can be non-foil, it can be foil, or it can be serialized like this. But what they did is they added non-foil Prestiges to regular booster packs. So if we were opening regular boosters, we would have a chance to get about 2 per box. Hyperfoil Persecutor too. Damn. This pack is making up for some of the other ones. There's 2 legendaries there. Dengar, Hyperfoil, Rider, X-Wing, Haymaker, and Flash the Vents. All right, we got about half of the packs left in box number 3. We're going to get the Client. We're going to get the Kessel Hulk. The Vents, backed by the Huts, Mastery, putting a team together. The YT 2400, we got a Bosk. We got a Hyper Cassian Andor. We got a Prestige Chopper. Yeah, that pack was good, man. That Stranger, K2, Persecutor, and Rick. What a pack. Yeah, and I like the Prestige. Kind of feel like they add more legendary hits as well in packs, which I think is in regular packs, which is great. Lieutenant Gorn, Hyperfoil, Jabba's Rancor Hyperfoil, Incap, Elite, Infantry, and the Nightwind Assailants. Hey, we have King's another fan of the Vincent Dutrait Prestiges. We were having a discussion about that earlier, King. Got 2 boxes, and notice you had 2 packs that each had 2 legendaries. That's sick. Congratulations. We got a Hera, Vandor, Troopers, Duo, Pickpocket, Assailants, Recruit, Nothing Left to Fear. First time hitting that in these packs. Salacious Crumb, Double Cross Rare, Sabine Wren. Whoa, get out of here, Crumb. Sabine Wren Prestige. Definitely hitting a lot of the Ghost Crew. Hyperfoil Maul. I'm saying Ma for some reason. Hyperfoil Maul. So legendary Hyperfoil here. Awesome. Val, Bithbrute, Fleet Trooper, Pickpocket, and Fleet. Cool. Not bad. We got a Vel Sartha leader. The Listener. The Hunting Team, Gorilla, X-Wing, Droid, Hunter for Hire, the Pretend Battle, Dr. Afra Rare, IG-88 Prestige, Are prestige equal to legendary in terms of rarity? Okay, so yeah, definitely some confusion about how this works here. So I'm gonna try and clear it up. But the prestiges are basically a separate set of alt arts that you get one per pack in Carbonite boosters. They are thematically based, so the prestiges can be anywhere from usually uncommon to legendary cards. So for example, IG-88 is a rare. This is the prestige variant. Sabine is an uncommon. This is the prestige variant. And then I have some like prestige legendaries that we've opened, like this Maz Kanata is a legendary, and that's the prestige variant. So they are, the rarity is just based on what the base card's rarity is, but I believe the sheet is printed identical for them, so they're all technically at the same rarity as one another, I believe. And there is no guarantee at all in these packs. We had a pack earlier that I believe didn't even have a rare in it unless I missed one. You can get anywhere from like multiple legendaries to just very, a lot of uncommons in your pack. Cantobite Security, Millennium Falcon, Skirmisher, Kill Switch, Ruthless Duo, and the Ambush Team. Yeah, I think Vincent Dutrait Azoki was like a really good choice for the Prestige set, though. I think it's got a very unique style and it looks very cool. Aura Singh. Attack from all sides, Windfall, Incap, Damage. There's that Defiant Hammerhead art we like. Arvel Skeen, Lando Calrissian, Baze Malbus, Lats Razi Prestige, Choke on Aspirations. Oh, I put these in the wrong pile. Oh no. I'm starting to do that now. Two Riders. No, I have not gotten a Showcase Vader yet. Unfortunately, I wish. Yes, I think Vincent Dutrait did the first game I played of his, I think was To Court the King. I think he did the art for that one. And we played the hell out of that. Like every F&M, we were just like jamming it in the back for a while. So it was that was a lot of fun. Opened a box with my other half, pulled 8 legendaries, plenty of foils, hyperspace, and 4 uncommon prestiges. Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations. That's great. If you could have one TCG artist from any game do prestige artwork, who would you want? Who I would want is probably not what a lot of Star Wars players would want. I would, sorry, I was just thinking through who I would actually... I'd probably have like Juby from Grand Archive do anime style artwork for a bunch of Star Wars characters. I would like that would kill me. I think that'd be really fun. But I recognize a lot of Star Wars fans are not like anime style fans. So yeah, RKF, that's a really good choice, Brett. Like RKF would kill it for sure. I love RKF's artwork. It'd be really unique, but it'd be really cool. Lando, Everyday More Lies, The Axe Forgets, and Vandor Range Troopers. Oh, Ryan, only one rare leader. Yeah, they can be tough to find sometimes. All right. Saw Gerrera in our second to last pack in box 3. Good, Azoki. I got someone supporting me on it. Common Cause from a Certain Point of View. Lost and Forgotten, Haymaker, Toydarian, Kanan, Hold for Questioning, Volscaris' Defender. First time we got that one here. Foil, Prestige, Mr. Bosk. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. Look at him. So handsome. Handsome gentleman. Hyperfoil, The Ghost, Bix, Hunters, Bandits, Bondsman, Recruiter. Isn't a TCG artist, but the artist the Metal Gear Solid, like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Dude, like, if you got, like, a mono from Final Fantasy to do a whole series, that would be really, really killer, too, I think. Speaking of, like, just video game artists. Okay. Okay, Talon, thanks so much for tuning in and chatting. Really appreciate it. I loved all your questions. Hope to see you again sometime. Thank you. This is the final pack of box 3. And it's Enfys Nest. No showcase still. Ghost was a rare? What? I thought it was an uncommon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You're right. It was a rare. Thank you. Thank you, Azoki. I was thinking of the last Ghost. Enfys. Okay. Cloud Rider. Scrapper. Wookie. Runner. Marauder. Zeb. Zeb's here. Sabine. Phantom. Rare. And we got a Prestige Foil Han Solo. Oh no, making a disaster again. Prestige Foil Han Solo. And then Hyper Foil Rare Anakin Skywalker. Ooh, one of my spoiler cards, Shadow Cloaking. Oh, speaking of spoiler cards, where are my single reactor ignitions? Uh-oh, I'm gonna need those. Enfys Nest is from Solo King, the Solo movie. Hidden Hand Supplier and Partisan U-Wing. Carbonite's a lot of fun to open, Ryan. I think there are some changes that they could make to make the value a little better on them. I would love to see some of that, but I do enjoy opening them quite a bit, and you can hit some crazy stuff. All right, final box. Final box. Alrighty. This is our last chance to get a showcase giveaway, folks. If we can get a God box here, then we're all winning. We're all gonna win. First pack tells us if we don't have a showcase. If we don't see a showcase right at the front here, then we don't have a God box. We have just a regular Darth Vader. Okay, so I'm sorry, everyone. No God box tonight. No God box tonight. I think they've improved normal boxes a lot. Now I think they need to put a little care back into carbs as well. But beyond that, you know, I'm really happy with where the game is right now. Mercenary, Shuttle, Jamming. We have a Citadel Research Center. We hadn't pulled that yet, so that's good at least. Something we need to have a copy of. Salacious Crumb Prestige. Chopper Hyperfoil to go with all of our other choppers. Arvel, Mercenary, Sandcrawler, Hunter, and Storm Raider. Well, King, if they were going to do something like that, that's an interesting idea, but they need to base it off of... the game can't really make its own canon right now, so they have to base it off of like a property that has that. So they need to do like one of the Grievous comics or whatever that had his backstory. They could totally do that. Like in this set, our Boba Fett is the young Boba Fett from Clone Wars. Vigilant Scouts, Mercenary, Pursuers, Tracker, Urk, Shadow Cloaking, Proxima, Enfys Nest's Helmet. Hey, another Mandalorian. Nice. Mandalorian Prestige. Sido, I do think it's something that they could consider doing at some point, but the problem is Carbonite is serving... Carbonite, in concept, serves a really important audience for Star Wars Unlimited. Not in the near future is definitely correct, Brett. It serves a really important purpose in that it tries to create long-term collectibles for the IP, which they needed. They didn't have collectibles like showcases weren't quite the level of collectible they were looking for. And Star Wars IP collectors can get very excited about, collectibles. You look at like the Topps Galaxy Star Wars collectibles and stuff, like there's some high value in the Star Wars collectors market, so they're trying to create a product that serves to that. The problem is I think they just haven't like nailed the formula exactly for everything. So they made some changes this set, which were good. And I was on the record at the time on our podcast, everything saying like, those are good. I want to see more. And I still feel that way after opening these. Still could use more, I think, changes to happen. Two Riders, you don't want to know about organization from me. I'm not organized. Unfortunately, I wish I could tell you I have a really, really good system. I have not managed to get everything organized yet. Especially after my studio flooded last year, I lost my Spark of Rebellion set in its entirety. And I haven't resorted everything into my new cabinetry that will prevent that from happening. One of ones are on the way. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. Dog Pursuers, Tracker, Team, Bandits, Holler, Lieutenant, Kanan. This is box 4 of a Carbonite case. Yep, 4 boxes in the case. So this is the final box of the night. Ooh. 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 Okay, this is a pretty good pack. We got a Bib Fortuna Hyper. We have a foil Legendary Prestige Chewbacca. And then we have a Hyper Foil Legendary Maul. So some pretty solid L hits in that pack. Hyperfoil, Betrayed Trust, Listener, Hunting Team, Runner, and Hunters. Organized by having a 15-year-old son. I mean, the good news to Riders is that I had a lot of decks built at the time. It was right after Galactics, and I had several decks built in person that I had like brought with, and I was playing with people that weekend on off time. So I had a lot of my good cards a lot of my really good cards in there, but I lost, you know, like a lot of legendaries, all of my rares pretty much that weren't in decks, hyperfoils, hypers, whatever. Actually, you know what? Before I look at this pack, I'll show you. I have a box here, and spoiler alert, this box has content from an upcoming video that I'm trying to get through my backlog of commissions right now, but I have a fun video that's coming in the future. So I'll show you that video at some point. But also in here, I have my some of my water damaged cards, my legendaries mostly from Spark of Rebellion. So if anyone wants to buy a command, I'm selling, I've got a near mint, I would say just light curling foil command for sale. Yeah, like, you know, it'll probably flatten out in a sleeve pretty good. Yeah, stuff like this. Here's a Rival's Fall. This also got hit. They're just like, they're kind of funny how badly they're damaged. But like, yeah, here you can see Luke's pretty beat up. Command, Aggression, Command, Devastator, Force Lightning, Black 1. Yeah, so that wasn't fun. Wasn't super fun. Chewie looked like he jumped out of a bush to scare kids. Barely more curled than mine. Yeah, that's funny. Man. I think it would be cool to see some Lego art. I think that is actually a lot more doable. I feel like Lego art on like a convention exclusive set or something is like a totally doable thing. All right, next pack. Yeah, you guys, sorry for hurting you. That is something I had to deal with already. So, Ambush Team, Bandits, Holler, Hunters, Rider, Dengar, R2D2. Oh, yo. It spoiled a little. But hold on, we got to see what this is. Lieutenant Gordon, rare. Yo! Number 62. Serialized Legendary Prestige Cad Bane. Whoa, that is a nice hit. Holy cow, that looks super nice, guys. Wow. That actually looks... The camera is not going to do this thing justice. I'm sorry. You guys can't get the effect. I'm trying so hard, but I don't think... Hang on, let me try one more thing. Okay. Let me try this. I don't know. I still don't know if you're getting the real deal here. Oh, there, you can start to see the mirror on the silver in the background. See the mirrored effect on that? This looks really cool. This looks really, really cool. Wow. That is a good looking card. Holy. All right. So we might be missing showcases tonight, but we got 2 serials and pretty cool ones, to be honest. Pretty rad ones. All right, let me get a Java for this bad boy. Not bad. Not bad. That looks nice. Very cool. All right, and then finish that pack off. Salvage materials, Zeb. Nice to see a Zeb. I did get Cad Bane King, and you were saying you wanted Cad Bane. So, King, I don't... If there's a Sebulba in this, I'm going to have to ask you to just be present at all of my streams always, forever, because you are able to call everything. If we get a Sebulba showcase, that would just be... That'd be insane, dude. I don't know. Recruiter, Improvise, Baywatch, Staccato Lightning Repeater, Millennium Falcon, Shadow Stygian Prime. Ooh, and a Hyper Persecutor, Legendary. And a Houndstooth, Foil Prestige. Universe just apologized for the flood? Yeah, a little bit. It was pretty inconvenient, Universe. You know, you don't have to stop there. But, still, Foil Houndstooth, cool. Honor-Bound Partisan, Han Solo, Shipbreaker, Scrapper, Putting a Team Together, and the Aggressor. Dude, Ralph McQuarrie artwork would be a cool, like, subset for sure. Enfys Nest. Because, like, they've done, FFG did... For Destiny, they had like the Ralph McQuarrie, Luke and Vader promos that they gave out at a what was that? That was at San Diego Comic-Con, I think. SDCC. I think those are SDCC promos. So they've done Ralph McQuarrie stuff in the past. So it's definitely not out of the question. Definitely not out of the question. What are your thoughts on the new OP weekly packs? Yeah, they look good now, and they used to look bad, and now they look good. It's huge improvement, easy improvement. I mean, if anyone says that they liked the old ones better, I question their sanity. Security, Festivities, U-Wing, Recruiter, Improvise, Sharpshooter. We got the Governor's Shuttle. We got another Man, I cannot stop pulling Persecutors. I have like a ridiculous amount of Persecutors at this point. Foil Millennium Falcon looks cool. I pulled Persecutor in my box video. I pulled it at least 1 pre-release. And I've just pulled like 3 of them here too. Okay, we have... Ooh, I think this is a pretty good pack also. So yeah, we got the Prestige Foil Falcon. And then we got a Legendary Foil, Hyper Foil Ray. Very cool. Need these Legendaries. Need playables. Lady Proxima. Marines, All Sides, Team, and the Rider. Oh no, Climb, no, don't tell me that. You can like the old ones, but do you like them better is the question. I'm going to question your sanity if you like them better than these ones. If you just like them, that's fine. That's on you. That's fine. All right, Han Solo. We have Flash the Vents. Stacks are getting a little high and my chords that are making things awkward here. Backed by the Huts. Mastery. Putting a team together. Attack from all sides. Flag Bearer. Chopper. We got a rare Andor of the Cassian variety. And we have his trusty sidekick in foil Prestige. K2SO. We have a rare Hyperfoil Vermilion. Okay. All right. We're good. We're good then, Climb. Crisis averted. Is it possible to get more serialized cards in a box? I think it's possible. I've heard it's possible. It would be very unlikely, but possible. Aspirations, Fugitives, Beach Patrol, Technician, and the Celestin Sapper. I just want to see a showcase, though. I want to see one little showcase show up. One cute little showcase, please. Please? It's a Boba Fett. MF is awesome. Oh, the Falcon is awesome. You got a Falcon cereal. That's a great cereal. That's great. Team, Baywatch, Credits, Delve, Watchful, Scarif Lieutenant, Transmission, Jamming. We got a rare Houndstooth. We got a Boba Fett, Prestige, non-foil. And then a Hyperfoil, Interrogation Droid, Crumb, X-Wing, Haymaker, Vents, and Incapacitate. 4 packs left. 4 packs left to try and find a showcase. Oh, I was going to check something quick here. What are we doing here? Cool. All right. Carb case with 0 showcase seems bad. That is possible now, though. And we're not sure if it's a result of the God boxes or not. But yeah, it's like it's definitely a thing that can happen. It could happen before, but it can definitely happen now. Enfys Nest. And like, y'all know my showcase luck is not good. Not good. Windfall, Incap, Collateral Damage, Common Cause, Certain Point of View, Blaster, Materials, another Enfys Nest helmet. I just really need to protect my head. I'm getting a lot of those. Baze Malbus. And then we got Forlom, Hyperfoil, Malakili, Alkenzi, Follower, Veteran, and backed by the Huts. 3 packs remaining. 3 packs to go. Showcase, please. Jin. Not a showcase. Bobo. Please, Bobo, please. Why? I mean, yeah, 2 cereals is good too. I definitely don't mind it. This is what happened in Legend of the Force as well. I got 2 cereals, no showcases in a box. So like, I'm never going to complain about it. But I like showcases. I like to play with showcases. So, Jin. We got a Prestige Foil R2-D2. We got a Hyperfoil Admiral Mahdi. And then the Hunter for Hire, Elite Infantry Assailants, and Everyday More Lies, number 622. Yeah, Climb, we were talking about this earlier. I don't know if you were lurking or not here yet, but we're just not sure. You know, it's supposed to be 1 and 2 cases now, so you're just not supposed to get them every case. But it's a confounding variable now. It's very difficult to know. It could be even less rare because of the God boxes. It could also be that the God boxes are just extra showcases that got printed somehow. I just don't know how. I don't know how it happened. It's tough to say. So their showcases are either 1 and 2 boxes now or less, outside of when you get a God box, which is like. And we just don't know how that affects everything. Lando Calrissian. Lost and Forgotten. Haymaker, Technician, Sapper, Bosk. Putting these in the wrong pile. Payroll Heist. Qui-Gon Jinn Rare. Ray Hyper. Nice. Yo! Prestige Foil Mr. Luke Skywalker. We will take that one every day. Oh, thank you, Vin. Thank you for coming back. I sure hope in our very last pack we get that. Our second to last pack did have this Prestige Foil Luke, so pretty solid hit. Definitely helps with my legendary count. Very good. Terramin, Contact, Scouts, Jaunty, and the Turret. All right, folks. This is it. Right here. Final pack of the box. of the case. This is the one to hit a showcase. If we're going to get a showcase, she's been waiting to the very end. All right. The suspense. Here we go. The client. No showcase. No showcase tonight, folks, unfortunately, but double serial. Hard to complain about the 2 serials. Falcon, Lando. We're gonna end on a shipbreaking yard, really? Gonna end on a shipbreaking yard? And an uncommon prestige? And an Ezra. We're actually ending on a very rough pack. The last pack here, pretty not good. And then a hyperfoil uncommons. All right. That was the opposite of last pack magic. That was last pack tragic is what that was. All right. But yeah, look, I ain't going to complain here, man. I am not a complainer about this. Cad Bane is a beautiful, beautiful hyper prestige serialized. Chopper is very cool too. And then what's our legendary count here now? So out of 4 boxes, full Carbonite Case. Yeah, only 1 Rick. That's wild. Only 1 Rick and 3 Rebo bands. I don't know, man. I don't know. There was only 1 Rick. I don't know what to tell you. I probably have a dozen like Daring Delves and Everyday More Lies and stuff, but only one Rick. Legendary count. Let's see here. Spot on 24 legendaries, so that's 6 per Carbonite box. So yeah, that's exactly what others were saying earlier. Exactly the number of legendaries that you would, well, possibly less, around maybe the average of what you get in a standard box should be around 6 now. 6 to, I'm not going to say it actually. I was about to say something. You'd get somewhere between 5 and 8 not inclusive legendaries, I think, in a typical box, but I'm not, you can't make me say the numbers. So I would really like to see in future Carbonite boxes a higher legendary pull rate. And that was me including my prestiges as well. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss any. I'm going to double check that I didn't miss any legendaries in the pile here. No, I did not in here. And then check. Hey, King, I don't know who to trust anymore, man. You just can't say that kind of stuff freely. It's a wild world we live in right now. So yeah, I think that you should be getting 1.5, somewhere between 1.5 and 2 times the number of legendaries per card box. You're paying a premium for a limited edition product, and I think I get why they're doing that, because it's trying to prop up the value of legendaries. I think playability factors into it too. Man, it's tough. This is a really difficult. Ryan, we're not interested in how many 7s are on Obi-Wan Legendary. I didn't pull any, so I couldn't tell you. The serials I got were 62 for the Cad Bane. 62. I did check that right away. It is not. It's a 2 and not a different number. And then the chopper is 145. Okay, so yeah, the issue with increasing legendary hits in card boxes is it's going to lower the value of legendaries, and legendaries, as we were talking about earlier, already are like struggling to kind of hit the value numbers that they need to. But part of that is probably the design and the power level of some of the legendaries as well. So I don't know. I never envy card game creators, publishers, because the amount of things, individual elements that build into what the price of cards are going to be in the market is staggering. and they have to manage all of those things at the same time. Not fun. Not fun to have to do that. I think I just want the carb experience to feel a little spicier. I want fewer packs that are duds. And hitting legendaries is what feels very fun. So I would like to see a little more. Maybe just a push slightly higher. King, I think they are trying to make playable legendaries for sure. I don't think they're not trying to make them. I'm just not sure that all of them have landed exactly where they want them to. But it's a struggle because they also don't want to power creep the game to oblivion. You know, that's the other thing we don't want to have. So overall, though, I mean, fun Carbonite case to open. Double serials certainly helps feel good about everything. Really happy about that. Gonna be digging at locals for showcases, but hopefully I can start to find something at some point. Get my Vader that I want so badly. Because of the legendary count, I have to go find some single reactor ignitions for sure. I know I need that one. Probably need like one more stranger, maybe another Chewy. Yeah, I definitely have some stuff I need to... No, I'm good on Chewies, actually. I have some stuff to hunt down, though. Better than previous sets because of no foils, yes. One thing that I love is that I just have a giant stack of hyper foils here, and I can use those in deck building. Even because I don't care if they curve. I want them to look cool. But, yeah, I mean, I definitely like that. I wish that the hyper foil slots at the end, though, like we talked about earlier, I wish they were flipped around a little bit. And I wish you had chances to hit more than one hyperfoil rare or higher. Because I'm pretty sure you still can only hit one rare or higher hyperfoil. And I think if they tweaked that so you could hit more, that might just solve like all of the issues. And make the packs have a little more variance and be a little more spiky when they're spiky. Cad Bane leader rotated out, King. We have no Cad Bane leaders right now. But don't worry, we have 2 more sets, Ashes of the Empire and Homeworlds, that have a chance to have one this year. I know the product needs to be worth more for stores to really carry it, but I'm glad they dodged the speculator bros. There is, you're not wrong at all, Climb. There's a push and a pull to speculators. They do fuel your marketplace quite a bit. They make it valuable for stores to get into stuff. But they're kind of toxic sometimes too. So yeah, not a bad thing overall probably. And it makes the game very affordable. The one thing I push with Star Wars for people is that it's a very affordable game to get into. Yeah, it's and I think, you know, I think that's great, and I don't want to lose that necessarily. But as a retailer also, I want people to want to buy the product at where we make money. You know, if we're not making money on the product, then it just feels bad to order. So Sebulba works with the his pod racers, but it's not like you're doing a pod race. It's just that Sebulba's pod racer mills cards and he mills cards, or powers when it mills cards or whatever. They go together. I'd have to read them again. I'm still getting used to everything in the new set. Well, that was a Carbonite case of a Lawless Time. Crime is legal. Don't forget, that's a really important thing to remember going into this new set. It is a Lawless Time for Star Wars Unlimited, so crime is finally legal. Yeah, we pulled some serials. We had a good time. We had a good chat. Thank you guys so much for all of your discussion here. We had a lot of fun chats going along the whole stream. So a lot of good questions, a lot of fun things to talk about. Really do appreciate you all. Still going to do Star Wars Unlimited content every week if we can. Right now, this is probably the content for the week because I, as I've mentioned, I have a lot of commissions on my plate. I do paid videos for people, and I'm like really in trouble. I gotta crank some out pretty quick. It's been a very, very, very busy, difficult time for me. So some content is getting pushed around a little bit. And you're mostly going to see for a couple of weeks your content that is paid just because I got to get it shoved out the door. And then we're going to push hard into lots of weekly content going forward, as usual. So thank you all for tuning in. Really appreciate it. King, thank you so much. Thanks again for the super chat, man. Really love that every time. Always brightens my night. Brett Fortuna, thank you. Climb, Vin, thank you guys for tuning in. Michael, Living for Games, and everyone else. Ryan, Javen, Wednesday, Bobo, Randall, Sido, Two Riders. Really appreciate you chatting, asking questions. Kai Judas, good to see you again, man. Ghost, lots of great chatters today, man. Really had a fun time. Azoki, Ryan Rowley. Yeah, cool, man. Really had a fun time. Thank you all so much. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you all for, I don't know, whatever's next.